Hi, this is Colin Triplett with Mint Condition Fitness in Los Gatos, specializing in fitness over 48, and today we're talking about balance. So first, we need to test your balance to see if you need to do anything to improve it. Most people find that when they do this simple test that they do need to work on it at some point. So all I'm going to have you do is make sure that you're barefoot, because this will actually test your foot a little bit better. You don't want to have a shoe on. You're just going to bring your opposite knee up as high as you can, lock out this bottom knee, and then just stand up nice and tall. You should be able to hold this position for about 10 seconds. If you can hold it for 10 seconds, then I want you to close your eyes. So count to 10 and then close the eyes. And you'll notice things will start to get a little bit trickier, okay? So you're going to struggle there with the eyes closed. That's okay, that's normal, but you want to see if you can hold your balance for 10 seconds there as well. So kind of two levels to test. If you're struggling with your balance, then the 3 steps that I want you to take to improve it are: first, we're going to start with a half kneeling type approach to balance. Generally, if there's a balance issue, there's a number of different pieces that could come into play. Sometimes it's the foot, sometimes it's the hip, and sometimes it's your vestibular system. We won't talk about that today, that's a whole other subject, but generally, if you don't want to start with a standing position if you're struggling, because we want to isolate the hip and hip stability first. So in this, I'm just in a half kneeling position, and I'm going to start moving my foot in until I'm right in line with my back knee, and I should have a nice straight line between my foot, knee, and back foot. So now, as you can see, I'm starting to wheel a little bit here. That's okay, but I'm trying to balance. I'm reactively stabilizing. So, can I balance here for 10 seconds? Great. If I can, then I'm going to start adding some head motions. So I'm just going to turn, up, down, tilt, tilt. If I can do that, then I'm going to try to do it eyes closed. So again, eyes closed, do it for about 10 seconds. And then if you can do that, eyes closed with head motion. So eyes closed, turn, whoop, and it starts getting harder, right? So you want to go through all 6 directions with the head, and then eyes closed, and then all 6 directions again, eyes closed. Do that on both sides, and then move on to your standing. Now we know that you have good hip stability. Now we want to start working the foot stability, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to start, just practice by balancing here. Start by getting the foot in a nice stable position where you're trying to get your just below the big toe, just below the little toe, and your heel all planting into the ground. You can think of it kind of like a tripod. Get that braced, lock out the knee, and lift up the opposite knee. You can start practicing there. You can be by a wall if you need to. But once you start getting that, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add the head turns, up, down, tilt, tilt, eyes closed, and then eyes closed with head motion. Once you have that down, then we can add in some instability. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is that they have a balance issue and they start on a pad. First of all, this is way too hard to start on. And second of all, you really want to consider, what are you trying to train? Because if you're trying to train your balance to be better on a stable surface, then you shouldn't train on an unstable surface. This is something you can do to elevate your balance, but if you can't even balance on a flat surface, don't make the surface harder to balance on. So, not that I really need to show you this, but this is exactly the same thing we've been doing. First, can you even balance? Knee locked out again, and now we're really getting the foot involved, right? And then we'll go through the stages of, can I turn my head? Can I close my eyes? Can I close my eyes and do all my head turns as well? So those are our 3 steps. Start kneeling, then go to standing, then you can go to standing on a pad. And it will get harder as you go, but really, in my opinion, if you can at least do the balance here with some head motion and some eyes closed head motion, you are in really good shape. And the reason that we're doing the head motion, that's where we're integrating the vestibular system. Like I said, we don't need to get into that today, but your vestibular system is what integrates your balance with your body. So your head is always sending feedback about where it is in space. This is what vertigo is. If you're unfamiliar with what the vestibular system is, vertigo is what happens when your vestibular system goes out of whack. It doesn't need to be vertigo to still have something not quite right, so we can train it and we can wake it up by moving the head around. So now we're integrating all parts of the body. We're integrating the foot, the hip, and the vestibular system all in one by doing this drill. That's how you want to train balance. Yes, there's a million different other things out there, but you can keep it really simple and still get great results. So try out those 3 things, and we'd love to hear back and see how it's going for you. Thanks so much. Take care.